Dools!
Has.
Anya Taylor-Joy announced to lead Mad Max spin-off Furiosa. Joaquin Phoenix signs on to play Napoleon, and could Garfield and Maguire really return as Spider-Man? All that and more, but Dools, just roll the intro! Shaken Bacon, welcome to another episode of the More Cops on Duty podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Harry. With me, of course, is the enchantress to my dead shot, Edward Dools Dooley. Dools, what's cool?
Is that a fucking Suicide Squad reference?
It sure is, mate.
I don't know how I feel about that. Well, actually, no, I do know how I feel. I feel fucking disgusted and violated all at the same time. What are you thinking? Enchantress and Deadshot?
Yeah, she's the best character out of that thing. Do you remember?
The thing is, you could say that and not necessarily be wrong because everyone fucking sucked in that movie. Everyone.
Do you remember, what was Slingshot? The dude that
Slingshot.
Was it Slingshot? I can't remember.
The guy that was Slipknot. The guy that died straight away.
Slipknot. Yeah, and he was on every poster, and he died within 5 minutes.
I kind of do respect that though. That I like, and I'm sure it's going to be the same story for the new one, where it's just like, oh, you know, get to like this guy. Oh, he's fucking dead within the first 10 minutes. And it's like a big name actor or something. It's like, imagine if Nathan Fillion's the first to go. I'd believe it. I would believe it.
Yeah. But could you imagine being like the Jack Kirby of Slipknot, the guy that created the character, and be like, finally, he's getting his feature film debut on screen. Yeah. He's getting what he's finally earned. Killed in the first 5 minutes. He does like a bitch, by the way.
Like a bitch, by the way.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Fucking hook shots
it's
away.
Just a test.
Like a fucking loser. Head goes pop.
We need to review that film, Dools.
No, we don't.
How you been, Dools? How's life?
I mean, life is what it is. I mean, you know, sometimes I wonder, but then I just say, you know, then I just put my head back down, get back on the grind, and you know, be a good little worker. No, it's all right. How about yourself?
Man, it's good. It's good. We've had a week off. You know, we recharged the batteries.
Yeah.
You know, because we've been doing it non-stop since.
Well, let's be honest. You forgot.
The word "you" is very strong. If we're going to forget,
the royal you. You is in.
No, but well, we did forget a couple of days, and then we just didn't do it for a week, and I think it was good because we've been doing it non-stop since March, so I think it's very okay to have a week
twice a week for like 90% of it.
Yeah, exactly. Which we're going to get back to twice a week. We're going to record an episode tomorrow on our review of The Boys season 2. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably release that on Monday.
Nice.
So Monday or Sunday, we'll see. But until then, Dools. Let's say that an average Joe stumbles upon the podcast More Cops on Duty on Spotify and has no idea what it's about.
On
How
Spotify.
would you describe it to him?
Oh, my God. Well, Spotify, home of Joe Rogan. So, you know, you just know you can get all the best podcasts there. And, well, we're the second best. Don't even bother, you know, looking into that claim. Just, you know, take it as you see it, and Look, if we're on the same platform as the Joe Rogan, the podcast king, then you know it's a quality cast. You know you're getting some good stuff here. So strap in, enjoy the ride, and you know, we're gonna tickle you in places you didn't think you wanted to be tickled. We're gonna do it.
Whoa, nice.
That's, you know,
nice. Is that
they can infer that how they like.
Fair enough. Jeez.
Haz, let's get into the news before I say anything else incriminating.
Dools, we like to start each and every podcast with what we've been watching, what we've been playing.
Yes.
Shall I start or shall you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Dools. Appreciate it. Before you say anything else, I'm gonna maybe have to edit out. I won't edit out that. I thought that was pretty good. Dools, I finished Mafia Definitive Edition on PS5. Great. Not PS5, PS4. Sorry. Jesus Christ, I'm living in the future.
Mate, we're so close.
We are so close. I paid off my PS5, by the way. So I bought a new TV. And the day I bought it, I got a message from JB Hi-Fi saying, "Hey, you need to pay the rest of your PS5 payment before Sunday, or you don't get it."
So you're cancelling your EB one?
No. My brother's taking my EB one.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tempted to do that. I wasn't sure what to do, but I think because JB was still cagey about whether it was definitely launched. They never said that, whereas EB do say it's launch. So that's why I was like, I'm going to stick with EB just in case. But I'm pretty sure you're safe.
Yeah, worst comes like me and my brother have agreed that like he'll pay for the EB one, but like if one comes first and the other one, I'm getting it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
good.
End of the day, I'm getting it. So it's, but yeah, I paid for it. Fuck man, costs an arm and a leg, doesn't it? Like because I bought the TV, I bought a new TV. It cost me a few. It's like one of the biggest entertainment investments I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
But I strongly think that it's worth it. It's a beautiful Sony 65-inch bad boy right in my bedroom. First thing I did was put on the
boys
Blu-ray for Interstellar.
Oh, okay, nice.
First, before the boys, and I just went straight to the docking scene.
Fuck.
And holy shit,
Dools,
if you're free tomorrow, come over and I'll show you.
Dude, I mean, I would really love to see that in cinemas again. I mean, we could watch it tomorrow. And if Cremorne said, "Oh, we're playing it on Sunday," then I'd fucking see it again. I mean,
it's a movie you can watch so many times. But yeah, no, definitely come over, dude, because like it's out of this world breathtaking. I'm really happy with it. But yeah, Dools finished Mafia Definitive Edition. Really liked it. I've started a little bit of a binge of a series. It's only a trilogy, but I'm starting to watch all the Has Fallen movies again. So I watched Olympus Has Fallen. That is the dumbest action movies, but they're fun. So I've still got London and Angel to go, but you know, I'm not biting my breath.
Ridiculous that that's a franchise.
Absolutely.
Has Fallen franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Dools, I started a new show. Right. I got obsessed with it pretty damn quickly, and I think that you should watch it. This is my absolute official recommendation for you, because I think you would love it. I got recommended it a few times, and I kept putting it off. Started watching Dark on Netflix, Dools. And I'm just finished season 1, and damn, dude, it is a fucking great show. It is fantastic. And I like going into a show knowing that it has a definitive end. It's 3 seasons and done. So it's 10 episodes, then 8. So it's not much at all. And after the first season, I'm hooked. I think it ended spectacularly. Spectacularly might be a bit strong. It ended in an excellent place that I'm really satisfied with that season, but I'm still wanting more. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend it. How I describe it, it's like a German version of Stranger Things. It's a lot darker, like pun not intended, because Stranger Things is very much like they ride on the gimmick and the cliche of the 80s, whilst this is set in modern time, has some sci-fi elements to it, but it's very much like kids disappear, and you eventually a mystery unravels. But yeah, 100% recommend it, Dools. After you finish whatever you're watching, just slap it on, dude. And also, fuck, Dools, you now have a 4K TV, don't you?
I do.
This show is stunning. It's filmed in 4K.
I've noticed quite a few. Have you upgraded your Netflix though? Because it won't automatically stream in 4K even if you have a 4K TV.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, well, dude, I noticed a difference immediately on some programs. So yeah, it's
dude, it's stunning. Like this show it just like uses the wide lens so much, and like it's just fucking like my roommate came into my room and watched like one scene, like not knowing anything that's happening, because he's just like, this is stunning. Like it's fucking awesome. So 100% recommend Dark.
Fuck yeah.
Dools, we saw 2 movies. We saw Trial of the Chicago 7. Little quick review of that, Dools. Like personally, I thought that movie is my movie of the year. I think it comes out on Netflix today, so please go out and watch it. It's fucking amazing.
Oh yes, it's on Netflix, so you have no excuse. This is a must watch.
It's written and directed by Aaron Sorkin. He wrote Social Network, Steve Jobs, West Wing, Newsroom. He knows how to write brilliant conversations, especially political conversations. Like Newsroom, very much like in the political sphere of news reporting, and West Wing, of course. This is excellent. There's standout performances across the board from Mark Rylance, Eddie Redmayne, Sacha Baron Cohen, even Joseph Gordon-Levitt was brilliant as well. And the cast is disgustingly good. But I thought I walked out of that movie and like I was enthralled. That's the best way I can put it, Dools. What do you think of it?
Completely agree. I don't know if it's my film of the year. I mean, because I would still technically at least count 1917 as a film I saw this year. So that is still my favorite. Does that beat 1917 for you?
No.
Okay. But do you see it as a 2019 film? I guess.
Yeah, because I count it as
which we normally do.
How I count films if it's eligible for last year's Oscars, I'd count it as a last year film.
Fair enough.
That's how it
yeah, well, even considering that, I still think oh my god, what else did I say? I can't even.
Tenet, Jesus, yeah, I would probably put, but no, so yeah, as you said, writing is exceptional. Aaron Sorkin he knows what he's doing. Social Network is another stellar film of his that I love, and I think desperately needs a sequel. It's just about this time in history, kind of, I don't know, I mean, not really on my radar, I'm a bit of a history buff, but I think, it was just in such it was in the middle of the Cold War and Vietnam's flaring up, and I mean, it's very much about, the Vietnam War and all these protesters there, and then protesting right outside the 1960, I believe it's 1967, and they're protesting right outside the Democratic National Convention. So and it's basically this courtroom drama. A few flashback scenes and scenes where the defendants are kind of they're all staying in this one place with their lawyers, and they're kind of talking about the case and other things and planning for the next day, but. Yeah, it's just, it was just really exceptional dialogue that just makes the film fly. I mean, it feels like Hateful Eight in that regard, even though that can be a polarizing film. I think the subject matter is really interesting in this, and so worth a watch. And dude, yeah, as we said, it's on Netflix, doesn't overstay its welcome, perfect length. Great.
Really strong film.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also saw The Outpost last night, starring Scott Eastwood, Orlando Bloom, and a few others. Well, what do you think of it, Dawes? Like how would you describe it? It's based on the war of Kamandash. Is that how you say it? In the in Afghanistan, it's like the biggest battle in Afghanistan's history. In the war of Afghanistan's history. Sorry, it was in 2009, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, so what did you think of it?
Well, I really liked it. I think you were a bit more lukewarm on it compared to me, but I think I was just really impressed by it. So the first half of the film felt a bit different to the second half. Like, we were talking about it, the editing and some of the way just the film was shot felt a little bit off and amateurish. But then out of the blue, like the second half and by the way, the second half is basically nothing but, full pump action. Like it's just nothing but gas. And you get some excellent like tracking shots, which we're a fan of, kind of like reminiscent of 1917. And just like, watching these soldiers, crawl through the battlefield that was once their home, essentially. It was their outpost, and the Taliban have just completely swarmed them, and they're completely outnumbered. And yeah, it's just this incredible true story of these guys facing overwhelming odds, and well, I won't give away how it turns out, even though it's a true story. But I don't think a ton of people will be familiar with it, so it's fun to go in and not really know what's going to happen anyway. So I was just really impressed with the second half of the film, and performances weren't nothing to write home about, but that's the way it is, I think, with some of these lower budget movies. And yeah, I don't know, I actually really liked it. I think like it was 7.5 out of 10 for me, I reckon.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, as you said, I'm a little bit more lukewarm on it. I'd probably give it a 6.5. I agree with you. The first half I felt was it was all over the place. I felt like it was choppy. The editing sucked. There was continuous characters that you were a little bit starting to get a connection with, and they just cut them off. They did it multiple times, and I'm like, I get it's a true story, and you have to say the right stuff, but they could have told it better. I thought it was written pretty poorly the first half, but I agree with you. Second half was great. The way that the action was shot, it was very, very real and raw, which is really surprising considering this is a very low budget film. It's very much like a one setting sort of army film, which I really appreciate. I really like that. It's kind of reminded me of Three Kings back in the day, which was David O. Russell directed, which was great. Which was majority was in one place.
And Lone Survivor, kind of.
Yeah, like Black Hawk Down. That's how. Yeah. So I really like those type of one location army based films. Yeah, I just felt like nothing other than the last the second half was great in terms of action and how it was shot and everything, but nothing truly grabbed me. It being I took something seriously away from this film. There was definitely some great camera techniques and stuff, but in terms of acting, again, it was okay. There was nothing bad. But it was fine. I thought it was written pretty poorly. There was a lot of just cliche one-liners all over the place, and Scott Eastwood plays Scott Eastwood in every fucking film he's in.
I think he's just going to be typecast as that military type. I mean, he plays the same guy in the Fast Furious films, the ones he's in, Suicide Squad, and whatever else I can't really think of, but yeah.
Exactly. But you said it on the head. But yeah, so I think it's a great Netflix film. Right, I think it'll be. You don't really need to rush out to the theaters and watch this, right? That I think this would be a great night, Sunday afternoon. If you're into military dramas like this will be perfect for a Netflix film. But that's what I've watched while we've been playing. Dools, what have you been doing?
Sorry, I just want to disagree with you on that last point. Actually, just about because I think there's so little out in cinemas right now, and I think it does use the camera really effectively in that second half, and the action's pretty visceral and pretty raw. So I think if you are a fan of war films in general, I don't think you'd be disappointed if you saw it on the big screen. So
yeah, that's fair enough. And plus support your local cinemas where they can.
Of course. Yeah, well, I haven't been watching a ton. I've just been chipping away at this Netflix documentary, High Score, which is just about history of video games, origin of games, basically. They pretty much start from the very beginning, and I'm basically up to, well, the last episode I watched was just chronicling the rise of Nintendo, first in Japan, of course, and then as they made their way to the States, and Nintendo of America becoming their own entity, and kind of influencing the Japanese side of operations more than I would have expected. It was cool to get that behind the scenes look at that. So really awesome documentary. I've got a couple more episodes left, and so just enjoying that.
Nice one.
Yeah, not tons on the game side. So, and yeah, we saw those movies. So yeah, that's me, Haz.
Nice, Dawes. Well, I think we should get into the news of the week. Give me a jingle.
It's news of the week.
Nice, mate. You got an angel voice, Dawes. Angel voice.
Do it for you,
Dawes. Appreciate it. Dawes, let's start off with the games, and then everything else is films. Dawes, the PS5 user interface was officially revealed last night. You sent it to me at 1 a.m. I watched it. It looks fresh. It looks clean. It looks completely re-innovating it. Innovating it, not re-innovating it. Innovating it looks great. Just makes me more and more excited for this bloody console to finally come out. It looks like it's upgrading everything that we wanted to upgrade and adding new features that we never knew that we actually really wanted. All the stuff that they're focusing on party chat. I'm this is genius.
Yep.
I'm really, really looking forward to this. There's the live streaming mode that you can instantly just start watching what your friends playing and stuff. That's so sick. If you just want to just jump on and you don't really want to play and you just watch your mate play God of War or something and you just all chat. Like, that's genius. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think that's going to revolutionize just like, well, they even showed a PlayStation native kind of like help system. So like if you're hunting a particular trophy, you can like pull up this little tab and be like, yep, this is what I'm hunting. And it will bring up this little video, put it in a small screen to whichever corner of the screen you'd like, and show you what to do. And I'm going to try not to use that too often, but I've definitely, had times in games where I've had to look up a YouTube video, then have to scrub through that video, find exactly where I need to look, blah, 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 and, just have that frustration. Because not all games are perfectly designed, so of course you're going to encounter areas and, puzzles or whatever that you're just like, okay, fuck this, I can't figure this out for the life of me. So to have that there is awesome. And then, but in the same vein, you say, I've beaten this game, that whatever you're playing, and you're like, yo, dude, how'd you get past a certain part? We flick up your screen, and I quickly tell you how to do it. And like all in real time. I think like that's going to be a fucking game changer. That would be sick.
It's genius.
So I think it'll just like really, they're really, I think, focusing on community and like party stuff and, interaction with friends online and stuff. And I think especially considering this year and how things have, almost entirely moved to a virtual space, it's like couldn't be better timing. I think it's genius. So yeah, I just think it looks so slick, and trophy progress, like, kind of like, oh, you've collected X out of 10 collectibles, and it has a little progress tracker for you. I think I love that. Xbox has been doing that to their credit for a while, but finally PlayStation's caught up. And the fucking store, Harry. So it's always been an application-based thing. Like, it's been in a browser on the PS UI. Now it's literally in the software itself, like it's in the user interface itself, and about time. So I mean, I rarely use the store on PS4 because I've always found it so unbearably slow. I've just gone into the app or on desktop. But no, if this makes it much easier to use, then I'm all in, and it does look much faster, which is just a long overdue change. Just trying to think what else they showed. I mean, yeah, a few other. I mean, they have a feature similar to Xbox's Quick Resume, which is that you can have multiple games open at once and you can snap between the two of them really quickly. And I think that's just the SSD, the solid state drive. That's just that at work and just making things just like stupidly fast. And I can't wait for that, dude. Like,
yeah, that's insane.
The idea that like, oh, I see you've popped into a game of Warzone. I'm playing Demon Souls. All right, I'll quickly snap over. Takes a few seconds. Like, I love that.
Yeah, it's so good. I can't. Like, it's the shit of the future.
It's quality life. It's quality of life stuff, and I mean, like, but there's just so many different little improvements. It's gonna really feel like a big change.
Yeah, can't wait. Dools, that's the end of our gaming news. Everything else is film on from here on out, Dools. So strap in. Dools, did you see the trailer for Fat Man?
Yes. Jesus.
Dude, so yeah, Mel Gibson's back in front of the camera, which I'm all for. I'm a big Mel Gibson fan. Like, as a person, he's questionable, but in terms of his acting, he's going more the Nicolas Cage route nowadays. But which I'm 100% all for. Nicolas Cage can star in as many movies as he wants. Mel Gibson stars as Santa Claus, a disgruntled sort of retired Santa Claus, and a kid has hired a hitman to go kill him because Santa gave him a piece of coal. This is a genius storyline if I've ever heard one. It's so fun, it's funny, and it's like, it just looks like some dumb comedy action.
I wish I was a fly on the wall in the fucking room where that producer pitched that to Mel Gibson, and he's just like slams his hand down on the table. Fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah.
So
It looks great. Did you see, by the way, sorry.
It looks utterly ridiculous. Yeah, sorry, it looks utterly ridiculous, and I'm just, I mean, I can't believe no one, I mean, yeah, we've got bad Santa, but like genuinely psychotic, like murderous Santa, like, come on, how's this not been done before? Like, this is genius in live action.
It's awesome. And Walton Goggins plays the hitman, all in. Like, entirely in.
Yep.
it's gonna be so good. A little bit of a tangent, like I haven't got on the news, but the trailer for one of the worst films that looks like one of the worst films ever made, Jiu-Jitsu, with Nicolas Cage. There's a comment on it that's literally just like, "Hey Nick, before you say no," and it goes, "Nick, let's roll the cameras." let's roll the cameras. he literally go watch the trailer for Jiu-Jitsu and you'll understand. He literally says yes to everything.
There's a line in the trailer where Nick Cage just, he kind of just slowly turns his head to another character and says, "I'm fucking crazy." And then I could have sworn they forgot to edit this out. I could have sworn you heard the director off camera go, "That's not on the script." Because
that's what he says during therapy.
That man, I'm pretty sure, is a fucking sociopath, but I love it. I'm there for it.
It's so good, Dools. Going up next, Dools, Joaquin Phoenix is confirmed to play Napoleon in Ridley Scott's epic about Napoleon. 100% in. I like Ridley Scott. I think he's a bit of a hit and miss sort of director, but in terms of he's very hit and miss. It's hard to defend him. He's done a lot of great though. Like The Martian is brilliant. I really like The Martian. Joaquin Phoenix is on a tear at the moment.
So is this not a strange casting choice, considering I'm stoked that we're getting a Napoleon Dynamite sequel, but I mean at the same time it's like Jesus,
it's not
what's
John
his name?
Heder?
John Heder. I thought he owned that role.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Could you imagine Ridley Scott directing Napoleon 2, Electric Boogaloo? That'd be awesome. Vote for Pedro for president. Dude, we're writing the film right now. That's genius.
It's happening.
Oh,
it's
man.
in the works.
But yeah, what do you think? Are you excited? Joaquin Phoenix is, it's hard not to be sold by him now, right?
Yeah, I think Ridley Scott does those kind of historical epics quite well. I mean, if you include Gladiator, which I would, yeah, I'm intrigued. Yeah, for sure.
Right
Sounds
there.
good. And Joaquin
Right
always
there.
delivers just a phenomenal performance. So that is...
He's one of the weirdest guys in real life, I reckon. He's
he
so
would be.
method.
Well, he's married to Rooney Mara, and she's a bit of a fucking enigma herself. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine what they're like
man.
at parties or whatever.
I would love to have just lived with him while he was like in character for Joker, because he wouldn't have left the character. He would have just been that 24/7 while he's filming.
Yeah, like Heath
That's
Ledger.
insane.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man, it's insane. It's insane, Dools. Dools, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are rumoured at the moment, not official yet, but Sony didn't deny anything, rumoured to have signed on for Spider-Man 3. Now, we know that Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man 3. We've got already kind of alluding towards a multiverse. If this is real, this is awesome. And we're going to get a multiverse type of film.
So Sony have actually come out and said something, and you're right, they haven't technically denied it, but it is strange that they've felt the need to come out and say, look, this is not, we haven't made these casting decisions yet. So they don't deny it, but at the same time, why would they? I mean, it's free PR and hype about your movie. So I don't know why they would kind of stifle conversation about that, even though it's a ways off. But, yeah, I don't know. It does seem a bit too good to be true, and I don't know if you'd have to twist Kevin Feige's arm, because, I mean, he's pretty stringent about, the MCU and, I don't know, just canon and all that shit. But I think it'd be dope. I think, but I just don't know how they'd fit that in without it being so messy. I mean, Far From Home's had such a good cliffhanger, and Peter Parker's identity has essentially been revealed to the world. And...
yeah.
That should be a focus of the next film, in some capacity. And I mean, I just worry that, Jamie Foxx's Electro is pretty much confirmed. We'll see how he, comes into the fold. But I'd just be concerned that they would brush over that or solve that problem in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Because they're like, oh shit, we've ridden ourselves into a corner with this. What do we do? Fucking, I don't know, Doctor Strange just time travel or some shit. And then it's it's such a cop-out. So I hope they don't sideline that idea, because I think seeing Peter Parker struggle with being an outwardly, a public-facing Spider-Man could be really interesting. So, because he is one of the few heroes that this is something the films have done completely differently to the comics, which is that there are pretty much no secret identities. People know Wanda Maximoff is Scarlet Witch. People know Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Steve Rogers is Cap, etc. and so on. People know that. Spider-Man's actually one of the very few exceptions. So maybe they're just getting rid of that altogether. And they're just kind of like, well, this is how we do it. So, I mean, yeah, that's why I just hope they don't brush over that in the next film and that's properly addressed.
No, they got to include it, man.
Given its due diligence.
Everything has a plan. I think absolutely. Like, I love that you brought that up as well because in the comics, there's a fantastic bit in Civil War where Peter Parker is the catalyst of Civil War. And he's the first one that comes out in front of the media, pulls off his mask and goes, my name's Peter Parker and I'm Spider-Man. And like for them to do that at the end of Far From Home, I'm like, fuck yeah, because it's definitely a reference.
I have a feeling they might commit to it. I have a feeling they're not going to do any trickery and reverse it. I think they might commit.
Yeah, I agree. They have to.
Yeah.
Like this would all have been a plan. Like they would definitely have a next step in mind. So like 110%. I agree with you though. I'll be excited when it's official.
Exactly,
from Sony saying this is going to happen. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think this will be cool. I like Garfield. I'm not a big fan of Maguire. I think the movies are good. I just don't like Maguire that much. But I'd love to have him in there for like nostalgic purposes, of course. I think especially Raimi directing Doctor Strange 2 as well as like a massive
fun coincidence
influx as well. Very fun coincidence. But yeah, no, I think this will be awesome if they do it right. I have no reason not to trust Marvel. So, could be amazing, Dools. Could be amazing. Dools, last up on our list, Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, all confirmed for Furiosa, the Mad Max spin-off. Thoughts, Dools?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, yeah, I'm excited for whatever George Miller does next. I would much prefer it be a proper sequel to Fury Road, but that's okay. I'm also just a little disappointed that, I feel like Charlize Theron absolutely owned the role of Furiosa. I mean, the aging tech is so good now that, I think they could get away with just casting her and making her look a little bit younger. And, I don't know, she doesn't even look that old to begin with. So, I mean, my guess is that they want to go really young. Like, I don't know, maybe late teens or early 20s. But, so, anyway, I trust George. I think, he has said there will be a Fury Road sequel eventually. So this is not, taking the place of that. Thank God. But, I'm intrigued. And, yeah, great casting choices so far. Yahul Abdeen, he's fucking killing it lately. He's in so much. He was in Chicago
he's awesome
7.
As well.
He's the fucking... He played a literal god in Watchmen. He's in a ton of other shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I reckon I love him in everything he's done. I'm glad he's finally like getting the recognition that he deserves because he's been around for a couple of years and now he's like finally hitting stride.
You know what I noticed him in first, or saw him in first at least?
Go ahead.
The Get Down on Netflix, which I still thought was a great show.
I never watched it.
Yeah, second season dropped off a little bit. First season's really fun, but he was a bit of a villain in that. But he was so good, and I would have no doubt that helped him out a lot. That show.
Yeah, nice. Fuck yeah, Dools. I'm keen as hell. And as you said, Anya Taylor-Joy, that's been rumored for a while. She's one of the great up and coming actresses and actors, alongside Timothée Chalamet. So yeah, I'm very keen. Chris Hemsworth, I like that. I think George Miller just wants to put as many Australian actors and actresses in this as possible, so I really appreciate that. Chris Hemsworth, of course. Chris Hemsworth sells seats. Chris Hemsworth absolutely sells seats now. So I'm glad he's in there. I think Furious is a sick character. I'll be lying if I say I'm not disappointed that Charlize Theron's not playing her. But Anya Taylor-Joy, absolutely no ill will against her. I think she'll do a great job. So I'm really keen to see what George comes up with.
Nice as.
Dools, just to add on, if you allow me, just to add on one more news article. If you allow me, Dools, will you allow me?
I'll allow it, Has, but the trivia's waiting.
I know. Dools, I'll be super quick. Adam McKay's new film, Don't Look Up, just had its cast announced yesterday. Let me just rattle off the names for you, Dools. All right? Let me rattle them off. Dools, we've got Leonardo DiCaprio starring already. Boom. Big one. Up there with him, Dools, Timothy Chalamet. Thoughts? Straight up? So far? Strong, Dools. Then we've got Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh.
I know. Dools, we ain't done yet. You're trying to unbuckle your seatbelt over there. I see it. No way. Keep it buckled because we've got Kate Blanchett.
All right, come on. Yep.
Then we've got Kate Blanchett, Dools. We've got Meryl Streep, the queen of cinema. Jonah Hill.
Oh, of course.
We've got Matthew Perry, I guess.
Nah.
We got Ariana Grande. Why not?
Okay.
You know,
All right.
Ariana Grande would absolutely sell seats. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We got Hamish Patel, which is from Yesterday and Tenet, and we've got the new up and coming
Saving the best
Oscar
for last.
award-winning actor Kid Cudi.
Wow.
Kid Cudi
Wow.
now in,
To round that out.
Bill and Ted Face the Music and Don't Look Up. Looks awesome. It's a very sci-fi film about astronauts or astronomers, seeing that a meteor is going to come and hit the Earth. Very Armageddon-y, but that cast is disgusting, and Adam McKay is awesome. So I'm really, really keen to see what they do.
Can't wait.
Dools, that's all the
sick.
news. That's all the news. That's all it.
Let's dive right
Giving
in. Let's dive right in. I'm
Giving
itching
the
to get
steering
into
wheel
it.
over to you, Dools.
Sorry,
So we're
pardon?
giving the steering wheel to you. We're going into trivia on a Tuesday before a Wednesday.
Yep. Let's dive right in. So, has two of the best films I've seen this year now, albeit not too many, are war films, 1917 and the one we just saw last night, The Outpost. So, in light of that, I've just put together some trivia based on only war films.
Ooh.
So, let's get started. Question 1. On the set of what is arguably Stanley Kubrick's most renowned film, Apocalypse Now, who famously... What? What's wrong?
It's Francis Ford Coppola. It's not Stanley Kubrick. Go on.
Oh, fuck. Oh, you're right. Jesus, how did I do that?
No.
Okay.
That's all good. It's all
Is
good.
that still correct? Oh, I guess, does Godfather edge Apocalypse Now? Probably does.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
But no,
little mix up there. Apologies. Jesus Christ. That's off to
It's
a
all
good start. So FFC.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said
No.
that at the end. My bad.
Okay, so on the set of what is arguably Francis Ford Coppola's most renowned film, Apocalypse Now, and I say arguably because, of course, Godfather. Yeah.
One of arguably, yeah. No, I get you.
Who famously... So which actor famously showed up to set looking out of sorts and woefully unprepared?
So that's Marlon Brando. He was hugely overweight, and if you watch the film, that's why they shoot him in shadows.
Correct. He also hadn't read the source material, Heart of Darkness, which
Yeah, that's right.
Coppola asked everyone to do, and he didn't even know his lines. So...
Heart of Darkness also, I've read it. It's like
What a
120
fucking diva,
pages.
eh?
It's
What
nothing.
a fucking diva. Remember when he got a Native American girl to accept his award, but not actually accept his award at the Oscars? It's like, all right, dude, come
Yeah,
on.
that's
You love
right,
the theatrics, don't you? Jesus Christ. Question 2. Dunkirk was the third movie to be written entirely by Chris Nolan himself. So, written entirely by himself. What were the other two? You're allowed one incorrect guess. So 3 guesses, 1 can be wrong, and yeah.
All right. Just him, so it wouldn't be like him plus.
So
someone.
only he wrote these. Yes.
Memento.
Everything else, maybe his brother or someone else co-wrote.
Yeah.
So, sorry, yeah, Memento.
Yeah.
So once you say it, that's a guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I get one wrong though, right?
that's right. Yep.
So Memento's good.
Yep.
Cool. And so I still got my one wrong.
Well, I didn't say whether it was right or not yet. I will tell you at the end, obviously, but I'm saying you get 3 guesses.
Okay.
Has?
So this is like. All right. Jesus, this is tough because I feel like he did Batman Begins. I think Inception was not just him. I'm gonna say, I don't think Insomnia was either. The Prestige.
It's two.
And was The Following his?
Is that three?
Yeah. Put that in. I think I'm wrong because I feel like he did Batman Begins, didn't he?
You are partially correct. He did write Following. He didn't write Memento or Prestige. The other one was Inception. He wrote that all on his own. Yep.
Wow. I thought his brother
Batman Begins, he famously wrote with his brother. So all of those.
Fair.
So, or it might have been David S. Goyer. But anyway.
Yeah, Goya got in there as well.
I think you'll like this.
Point,
I got a little bit of trivia for you about Dunkirk. So,
yeah?
And this relates to your recent criticism of Tenet. So according to Sir Kenneth Branagh, roughly 30 Dunkirk survivors who are in their mid-90s attended the premiere in London, England, and when asked about the film at the end, they felt it accurately captured the event, but that the soundtrack was louder than the actual bombardment. A comment that greatly amused Chris Nolan. He loves his fucking huge scores.
He does indeed.
Especially even when you can't hear fucking dialogue. All right, let's keep moving, eh? Question 3.
Yeah.
Who did Quentin Tarantino originally want to play Sergeant Donnie Donowitz, or as he was known, the Bad Jew in Inglourious Basterds?
Who did he originally want to play?
Yes, so I think it was Eli Roth played the Bad Jew, but he had someone else in mind, another famous actor in mind originally.
Oh man, I've got no idea. That's
really this was like well talked about. This is like a famous bit of trivia, I thought.
Nah.
So I'll give you a hint. So I mean, he's like I don't know if you necessarily associate big with this guy, but he's kind of obviously Jewish looking, but so is Eli Roth, and I would say think of someone who's a bit older than Eli Roth but looks a little similar. Very famous.
Looks like either Eli Roth.
Looks similar.
A bit older.
Looks similar.
So like Al Pacino or something? I don't know.
Oh, not that much older. I mean like a little bit older.
I've got no idea.
Al Pacino. So Al Pacino is your guess. It's Adam Sandler.
No, it's definitely. Oh, really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Well, I never know that. No.
Yeah.
Well, we learn something every day.
Well, there you go, mate. There you fucking go. Oh, I haven't been keeping track of these.
It's all good. I got 1 point for the first one and half a point for the second one.
That's correct. Has 1917 director Sam Mendes didn't direct one of the following films? Here are your options. A. Road to Perdition. B. Quantum of Solace. C. American Beauty. D. Skyfall. E. Jarhead. That's right, there's a fucking E.
All right.
If you didn't hear them again, let me know.
It's either Quantum of Solace or... Quantum of Solace, he didn't do that.
Or what? What were you going to say?
Jarhead.
Jarhead. Are you sure you want to lock it in?
Yeah.
Okay. That's correct.
Yeah. Do you do Jarhead? I'm just moving you over here, by the way, because my laptop's running low on
He did direct Jarhead, yeah. I actually haven't seen Jarhead. But, yeah. Is that a good movie?
Yeah, it's alright. It's good. Like Jake Gyllenhaal, you really can't go wrong, but it's very much like a stereotypical American military war film.
Okay. Has question 5. In a certain Steven Spielberg directed war epic, of which there are 2, so, but one of the actors won an Oscar before the film was released, making them the star almost overnight and ruining Spielberg's plan to have an unknown play this pivotal role. Which actor am I talking about?
Jesus, Dawes.
If you need to hear it once more, let me know.
Yeah, that's such a riddle. Go on.
So, in this Steven Spielberg war film, so it could be Saving Private Ryan or Schindler's List, one of the actors playing a pivotal role was cast because at the time he was an unknown, but he happened to win an Oscar shortly before the film was released and kind of ruining that director's plan to have them appear like an unknown in this pivotal role. Pivotal.
Fuck. It's so fucking...
Half the challenge is
riddle.
how I word these.
Yeah, Jesus. I have no idea.
Pivotal role. Won an Oscar.
Matt Damon.
That's correct.
Because he won an old Oscar for writing. I get it.
Good Will Hunting, yep. That's correct.
So I was thinking, did they win the Oscar for the film before the film came out? That's what I was getting confused by.
Yeah, that would be a rare feat, if a film won an Oscar before it actually came out. Glad you got there in the end. Good on you. Has question 6 directed by someone. This is another weirdly worded one, and I don't even apologise though. Directed by someone who many think to be Australian, but technically isn't. This film, ironically, stars predominantly Australian actors. What film am I talking about?
Say it again.
So this film is directed by someone who most people would assume is Australian, but technically isn't. So like a
Hacksaw
Russell
Ridge.
Yes, there you go. Wasn't that bad, was it?
Well, it wasn't as bad as your previous one, no.
All right, let's move on. Question 7.
Nice.
In Stanley Kubrick's... So I fucked up the wording in this one because I say his second take on the Vietnam War, thinking he fucking did Apocalypse Now, wigged out. Or maybe he does have another movie about the Vietnam War. But anyway, in Full Metal Jacket, the unforgiving and unrelenting drill instructor, Sergeant Hartman, gave Vincent D'Onofrio's character, Private Leonard Lawrence, a nickname that stuck. What was it?
Oh, fuck, man. I haven't seen that for, over a decade.
Oh, it's such a good movie. So
It
good.
is a great movie. But it's
I watch it pretty
disturbing.
often, actually, maybe once a year or something.
Really? I find it
I
so
love it.
disturbing.
It's fucked up. Yeah.
Fuck, I've got no idea.
Goma Pyle. So, I would definitely have got that, just because I know it so well.
Yeah, nice, Dools. Appreciate
That's right. That's right, Has. There's 2 more. 3 more. You can still have a big comeback. Oh, you're doing pretty well, actually. You've only gotten 1... Only 2 incorrect, Has. That's pretty good. All right. This is I didn't think of a good one for this, to be honest, but anyway. Directed by Ridley Scott. This film was also Tom Hardy's first feature film.
Directed by Ridley Scott. It's a war movie.
Yeah, I don't think he's done many, or if any, besides this one.
Jesus. Wasn't Gods in Egypt.
Funny thing is, we've mentioned it already in this podcast.
Ask it again, please, Jules.
Directed by Ridley Scott, this film was also Tom Hardy's first feature film.
Jesus, how do I not know this?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh my god. Ridley Scott. Are we talking about modern war, by the way?
Yeah, they're all modern military depictions of war. Yeah, I almost had Braveheart on here, but I went against that. Just opted for.
Oh my.
Gonna have to count down. Has 5, 3,
Fuck.
2. 1. I'm going to need an answer. Otherwise, you're forfeiting. Sorry, gone. It's Black Hawk Down.
Fuck. Did Ridley Scott direct that?
He did.
I never knew that. Wow. I
Well, there
thought
you go,
Tony
mate.
Scott directed that. My bad.
Who the fuck is Tony Scott?
It's Ridley Scott's brother.
Oh, okay. Well. Okay. Has last 2 questions. It's all down to this. Sorry. So, question 9. This film won Best Picture and Director, as well as 2 other Oscars, which aren't as important. But it also has accomplished the rare achievement of having 2 nominees for Best Supporting Actor. So, 1 Best Picture and Director, was also nominated, had 2 nominations for Best Supporting Actor. It's not that confusing. Come on. What film am I talking about?
Alright, so 1 Best Picture and Best Director.
Yes. And 2 actors from the same movie were both nominated for Best Supporting.
Okay. So I know Hurt Locker won Best Picture and Best Director. I don't know about... It did. Catherine Bigelow won for Best Director and Best Picture. Now, is there anything else? Probably not. I'm going to go Hurt Locker.
So, but which actors do you think were nominated for Best Supporting?
I don't know. But the question is what movie, right?
That's incorrect, Has. It's Platoon.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. Million guesses wouldn't have got that.
Oh, well, you really don't know your war movies, then. It's disappointing.
Yeah, war movies aren't really my thing.
Has... Shut your mouth. Question 10. This might be the only war film of consequence that had a female director. What's your first guess?
Hurt Locker.
There you go. Correct.
That's why you were smiling.
All right, that wraps it up, Has. Take us home.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the More Cops Duty podcast, Internet's #1 film, game, and TV podcast. We now officially again record twice a week. You'll catch us on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday for your Prime show, Friday for your review show. Catch us on all your favourite streaming services, all your favourite socials. Whenever Dools finds it in him, finds the light in him, gets possessed to finally post. Until next time, I've been Dools.
Oh, I should also say, no, you haven't. You wish. I should also say 6.5 out of 10. Has. Good job. Decent job. That's a high credit.
Appreciate it. I've been Harry. Dools have been Dools. You've been you. We're the More Cops on Duty, and we're out.
Don't take care of yourself, you hear?